Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Perfect Talk with Dr. Hlami. It is that platform where we are bridging the knowledge gap about the issues of agriculture. Let me just remind you again that agriculture or perfect stands for, policies, education, research, farming and finance, extension and advisory services, but we also talk communications and the issues of trade and technologies. Today, we are talking perfect communications. I'm bringing you in our midst a very exciting, energetic, powerful young man called Lufingo Mwamakamba. He's working for GAXA. He will tell us more about that. Lufingo, welcome to the Perfect Talk with Dr. Hlami.
Thank you very much. It's so good to be here, and I am honored.
You know what? It's good to connect with you. Maybe as a disclaimer, I'm telling our viewers out there, I worked with Lufingo maybe for 2 years in one of the organizations where we were connecting and all that, and I'm so excited to connect with you again. You are very far away. I understand that you are in Rome.
Yes, I am. I'm here in Rome now. I'm based here with the Food Agriculture Organization of the United Nations.
Okay, the headquarters of FAO. Okay, you will tell me a little bit more about what you do. Who is Lufingo Mwamakamba?
Hlami, again, I want to say thank you for hosting me, and this is a great honor, and it's always good to reconnect with you. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do share a good history, and I enjoyed working with you. I'm Lufingo Mwamakamba. I'm Tanzanian and currently based here in Rome. I grew up in Asia, actually.
Okay.
Yes, I grew up in Asia. I did my education in Kenya, my first degree in Kenya. I ended up moving to Brazil. I did my first postgraduate degree in Brazil, and then did my second postgraduate degree in London. Then I moved to South Africa, where we worked together.
Yes.
I enjoy building alliances. I enjoy strategic partnerships and stakeholder engagement. That really thrills me. And I think we share the same energy.
Just for you to talk about just your journey, from Tanzania to Brazil to Kenya to London, I don't know, you're just a global citizen. I think just by that alone, you have no choice but to build alliances. But now you are working in the agricultural sector. What drew you to the agricultural sector?
It's a good question. Mm-hmm. See, I come from the health sciences background.
Okay.
I'm not an agriculturalist. I come from the health science sector.
Okay.
And one key thing, so before moving to South Africa, I was in London. I worked for a sexual health organization called NAS Project.
Yes.
And we were really targeting sexual health among young adults.
Yes.
And the education priorities, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Then the organization that we worked for together, FANAPAN, mm-hmm. was conducting a 7-country study on the impact of HIV/AIDS on food security.
Yeah.
That was my hook into agriculture, and I've never regretted.
Okay, so okay. So you're just like me. You came to the agriculture through the back door.
Yes.
Okay, I think that, and we have never really spoken about this. There are some similarities because I did, community nutrition. I actually came to agriculture from the food security extension and all that. But you're coming from health, and there's a link between health issues and food and agriculture. And here you are, now you're working in the agricultural sector for FANAPAN. Okay, so what are you doing there at FANAPAN?
Good. So
at that time, what were you doing there? Yeah.
Before I get there, my understanding and it's my strong belief that everything starts with food. And I'm looking from the health side. So everything mm-hmm. starts from, and what best way for you to tackle some of these health issues when you mm-hmm. start with it. And that was my good entry into agriculture. And when I started off with FANAPAN, mm-hmm. I started off as a very junior officer. I was a program administrator.
Okay.
And from there, my portfolio grew, and mm-hmm. I became coordinator for the network
Mm-hmm.
and policy advocacy, communications, and protocol. That was
Okay.
the most fascinating time, and it was very fun.
Yes.
There's certain initiatives that were installed, brought in a lot of excitement. For example, the
Mm-hmm.
Theater for Policy Advocacy that
Yes.
also we championed no agriculture, no deal, and singing that climate change is
Is
real.
real. Yes. I remember
Exactly.
that.
Great. And then also the policy dialogues. So this is also the other part that really fascinates me the most.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing policy dialogues and partner meeting, common visioning meetings.
Yes.
All these talk about galvanizing the right required support, bringing stakeholder engagements, bringing consensus and convergence.
Mm-hmm.
That was really my forte, and that was really my interest and drive at FENAPAN.
Yes.
Um,
I'm sure people are asking, what is this Fanapan?
Lovely.
What is it?
Great. So FANAPAN stands for the Food, Agriculture, Natural Resources Policy Analysis Network. It
Okay.
is a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. And I recall probably I will get, some people from Fanapan. Hopefully I can actually host them. But maybe just for our viewers and listeners, that is where our path, with Lufingo, connected, because I also worked for that organization for some time. But, and we were working in 17 countries, in southern and some few countries in East Africa at that time. Okay, so what exactly were you doing there? And the reason why I'm asking, because there might be someone somewhere there who maybe has an interest in communications, but they don't know how they can play a role in agriculture. But what are those qualities and skills that are needed for that caliber of a person?
Great. So when I joined FENAPAN, we were sitting close to about seven countries. There were
Okay.
7 countries that were members of FENAPAN,
Mm-hmm.
and our engagements, policy advocacy to the communication engagements,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
The network grew to Pan-African, and
Yes.
all this stems from the right policy advocacy, the right leadership,
Mm-hmm.
the forward thinking, and how you package and communicate.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I think made FENAPAN flourish the most
Mm-hmm.
was the element of trying to get the right stakeholders around the table for
Thank
policy
you.
dialogue.
Yes.
That is the most key element.
Yes.
And I think that's the unique niche of FENAPAN,
Mm-hmm.
where stakeholders come together around the table, they're able to
Mm-hmm.
dialogue and work out with some consensus.
Exactly.
So looking at now the communications component,
Mm-hmm.
I think with agriculture and food security, there's
Mm-hmm.
a very unique niche for people to look into.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, agriculture does not really ring the till, or currently we're not making it ring the till. It's not
Yes.
super, but there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of opportunities out there in agriculture. I mean,
Yes.
right now we want to compare agriculture with the banking sector, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, banking sector and the finance sector, they're very far.
Mm.
Agriculture, still, there's a lot of richness, and it's raw, and there's a lot of things to be done. And
Exactly.
I get excited when we start talking about these, especially trying to bring in the young people on board and see how best and how far we can go with this.
Exactly.
And my role really behind at FENAPAN on the
Mm-hmm.
communications
Mm-hmm.
was how best do we package these key messages, these success stories, and share out there and see how best we can bring people in. For
Exactly.
example,
Mm-hmm.
we went to the journey of having media trainings,
Okay.
trying to get journalists, and how best do you package your stories right?
Thank you.
How do you communicate this not just with the general public, but also how do you communicate it with the key decision makers, the policy
Yes.
makers?
Yes.
How do the technocrats communicate with the farmers and vice versa?
Yes.
There's a lot of exciting things that can be done.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You talked about what would be the right skills in the blend. We
Yes.
talk about the right lingo, the right tools.
Okay.
Right now with social media, I mean, I'm fascinated with what you're running right now, Hlami. This is awesome. We are in the middle of COVID and everybody is shut
Yes.
But through such media, we can communicate as far and exciting as possible. And this is certain things that we need to harness.
Yes, and this is what, this perfect opportunity show, it's all about. We are trying to demonstrate, there are a lot of opportunities that people can actually leverage in the agricultural sector, because people always equate agriculture to primary production. People will say, oh no, I don't see my role. And here you are, a very good example. You never studied agriculture, but you are playing a significant role in this sector, coming through a different pathway, and you are actually making it. Okay, now I know you are in Rome, not with Fanapan anymore. What are you doing in Rome?
Oh, great. So I have joined an alliance, a global alliance for smart agriculture. It's an alliance that similar to what Fanapan runs.
Yes.
It's an alliance that brings in different stakeholders together. Cutting across multi-sectoral grounds. All about scaling up agriculture. Climate smart agriculture.
Climate smart agriculture.
So that is the key thing behind it. And my role at GACSA is really to lead the different regional CSA alliance, the Climate Smart Agriculture Alliances around the globe.
Yes.
And we are sitting with about 7 different regional alliances. Africa, we've got the Pan-African Alliance that is run or hosted by NEPAD AUDA, the agency. And within Africa, we've got sub-regional alliances. We've got ASEAN as well in the Pacific, North America. So the key thing is, how can we galvanize these regional alliances? How can we come together and support the uptake of climate smart agriculture? How can we introduce and share information on smart agricultural practices?
Okay, this is very interesting. When you present, GACSA, which is the Global Alliance for Climate Smart Agriculture, I remember it very well when it started. Me and you were still at Fanapan, and I participated in, some regional consultation for the Africa one. I remember we also went to Vietnam, and and Fanapan was also doing a lot of work on climate smart agriculture. And I'm so proud to say that we were part of the teams that actually started the alliances, at least from from the African angle. And I'm so proud to see you not just working for the Africa Alliance, but you are actually championing things from the global space. And somebody who's sitting somewhere in a rural area, somewhere in Guyana, in South Africa, or in Tanzania, a young person, they think, oh my God, there is no way that I can find myself working at a global level. What can you tell that person as you are sitting there? You come from Tanzania, you are sitting in Rome. What can you tell them?
Thank you very much, Hlami, for that. I think there are lots of opportunities. And for us, we need to deliberately take the time to engage and provide such opportunities for youth. I like what you mentioned earlier about providing these mentorship programs, for example. Some need such programs in place. And it's not just about starting these mentorship programs at tertiary or before that level. Even within your work career, you need to have such opportunities. We have different angles to take in and identify these opportunities. Simple thing that we had mentioned about social media, for example. There are different angles for you to get in. Also, the key thing is, how best can you take advantage of such platforms? There's so many platforms out there, a network. You need to latch on these networks and then get to share your experiences, get to bounce your ideas. There are lots of opportunities there. We need to create this culture of entrepreneurship within the agricultural universities or any other institutions, so that we provide such opportunities and build this community of learning and engagement.
Exactly. And we should break, the spirit of waiting. You know, if you wait, an opportunity will not come and hit you on your forehead. You know, I'm looking at, you know, this, the GAXA, for example, there's somewhere where they say action groups, members, and, you know, join GAXA. And this is freely available, you know, platforms. Anyone can become part of GAXA, isn't it?
That's true. So the platform is totally voluntary. You decide on how to engage. There's no subscription. You join the action groups. There are 3 action groups on knowledge, investments, and enabling environment.
Yes.
And then from there, you engage and get to learn from other partners. What are the techniques they're involved in?
Yes.
Get to share your story and get to learn from them. I think that's the key thing.
Yeah.
Learning is never static.
Yeah.
You need to jump into the whole, ride the train and get to pull out everything that you're able to pull out. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lufingo. You know, how I wish my session would be an hour long so that I can actually get out of all the information. I'm sure if I were to invite you again some other time, you will be willing to come and really share, especially share tangible examples of some of the opportunities that people can actually leverage on. Would you be interested to join us again?
Oh yes, most definitely. I would love to come back on again and get to share. And I think this is a very good example of us getting to share what we have, and also getting to learn from you as well what we have.
Exactly.
I always think I love those random moments and memories that make me smile. And you've just taken me back to the days that we used to get into, the dirty work and build the network and such.
Yes, and we will be singing climate change is real, it's real, it's real, you know, back to gone are those days. But anyway, Lufingo, very much appreciating of your time here. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I know you are still excited, you want to listen more, but this is what we have time for today. You know, we are using this platform here to bridge that knowledge gap, and you know exactly where to find me. You know, you can actually subscribe and join us on social media. We'll be bringing you more exciting news. There is no justification for you to say I don't know. Get out there and seek for information, empower yourself, and make a greater contribution to the agricultural sector, but to the continent and to the world at large. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lufingo.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.